Okay, sorry, phone rang, knocked me off. I don't know how to do that. I guess I need to put on do not disturb. I'm not used to this whole YouTube thing. Okay, so continuing on. Yeah, so a lot of these aren't done. There's just, you know, I may just do one little part, or I may do a whole 5 pages. I never, I don't know. Sometimes I just do backgrounds. Sometimes I just do the collage. I just do whatever I feel, and there's, you know, I try to just be free with it. And this shows I haven't gel printed in a while because there shouldn't be any blank pages after months. It's crazy. I think I was thinking about doing that. Yeah, so this is all just layers. So this is going to take a while to finish. I find the big page kind of hard to do, but I'm actually really also enjoy that book. Okay, where should we go next? Let's go to, this is what I started with, Traveler's Notebooks. I don't want to go into here because this does have a lot of writing and stuff, personal stuff in it. So I don't really want to go there. I'll do tags and then I'll write on the back. I kind of quit filling this out. I did it, I kind of was going with it and working on it every day, and then some stuff happened and I just got busy. But I just wanted to show you, that's like my actual journaling. I love this thing actually. I made a lot of this. So like I made the covers. I made the little things, printed the picture. It's kind of a junk journal slash, I'm afraid to like do something with this. I made almost all of them. And there's some good stuff in here. I don't want to go into it too much. Maybe one day I will flip through it a little bit better. But anyway, that one's just like what they call a traveler's notebook. And this is kind of like my go-to when I should do that more often. This is another one of those. I actually personally write in it. It's a junk journal that this one I actually purchased as a treat to myself. So this is written on, so I don't want to share it, but it's like, you know, it's fun. And I love doing these too. I love making them, but I just wanted a little treat. And so I bought one. And these I write on when I feel like it. But I'm not going to share that because that's personal. So, all right, next up. This is a mess. I'm just going to tell you, I did this in 2 days during quarantine when everything was shut down. I woke up and I was like, I'm going to learn how to bind a book and I'm going to make a junk journal glue book kind of thing. This cover is quite disgusting. But I was like, it took the pressure to make anything good. So it kind of, you know, and then it felt so good to just glue that I kept going. This is kind of how I was feeling, a little bruised and battered from Corona. Whew. Those early days were rough, huh? A little bit too much drinking, a little bit like, what the? Okay, so this is just a glue book. I didn't journal in it. I just glued and bound it. I first, okay, so let me explain. I took random pieces of book, random gel prints, junk mail, pages of books, postcards, all kinds of stuff. And I made 3 signatures, right? And then I bound them into a book. And then I glued them. So that's what a glue book, well, this is like a junk journal turned into a glue book. It's whatever you want it to be, but I just glued in this book. Yeah, there is no art unless it was already there. This is my first time trying to tea dye. This is, I don't know. Oh, I was missing oysters. It's such a random thing to miss, but oh my God. Yeah, so this was like one of my first tags I made. This is like the early days of me trying to do more like book binding and stuff like that. Before that, I'd only done art journaling and collage. So this literally, I'm not even lying. I spent the entire day making the book and gluing the first half because I had all these images sitting out. I went and just picked up that bin and just was like, I'm going to use it up. I'm just going to use up all these scraps because it's like getting too cluttered. So that's where a lot of this just came from, is like this bin of like images that I liked for some reason. When I first started spraying, I think I intended to write on this, like, you know, about that process of waking up and like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a book. And these are all my first tags. I was just trying things out. And then I shoved it all in here because, I mean, what are you going to do with that? So I just put it in here. But I kind of wanted to remember my crafting journey or my art journey, whatever you want to call it. I want to remember these things. And this fabric I made masks from, and quilts, because I made 3 quilts in that first month of Corona. I'm starting to sound like a crazy person, and I quite likely could be. I do stay busy. I don't watch TV. So when everybody else was Netflix binging, this is what I was doing. And everything is okay and everything is all right, however people get through, right? I actually kind of love this book. This I remember cutting out because I wanted to learn how to do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it in here. I probably will never end up getting to it, but now I have it. This is kind of the junk journalish aspect of it. This is from a paint set that I had gotten. I haven't looked through this in a really long time. I don't think I've looked through it since I did it. Oh, this was cool. This was supposed to be like a pocket, and it is. It's got a little tag, but I somehow messed up and it does that. And I wish I could know what I did to do that because I actually really like it. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. I mean, not fix it, but learn how to actually do it on purpose. I really love that page. I love this too. It's an old gel print. That thumping behind me is my cats. This is when I was first learning how to fussy cut. I mean, I guess I'd always been doing it. I have done some other collages, but like, I mean, doing it like a lot. And I got very quick at it. Just learning how to ink edges. All of these have meaning for me. It's just a history. And so I think one day I'll look back on this book and kind of be like, whew, ugly. In my opinion, I have a hard time with red and yellow. I love her. I think she's the whole reason I started gluing this book. It was one of the first images I put in. Another gel print with a stencil. This was from something I bought. I don't know what. I just had the tags. I thought it was cool. This is just mindless play. I didn't even finish it. Look, there's a random page. This is another page I never touched. You know, I did it for 2 days and then I was done. And I think I just needed to stay busy. And so I did. And it's okay. That's really half of what art is just playing. Oh, I think I was going to glue that on there. Never did. Story of my life. I love this as an embroidery thing, and I was like, yeah, I'll never do that, but that's really cool. I love the letters too, the way they used multicolors. That takes time, people. Oof. Love that. And I felt like mask, like, you know. Maybe I should write on these things some kind of what I'm saying here. Love her. Look at that. So this I made pockets out, but I never finished it. But you can see there's the binding. Missing people. See, it's just a random page from a magazine. That's truly what a junk journal is. You're just taking a bunch of stuff and putting it into a book. You're not going to see it anyway. I don't know what that is. I love her. I never finished her. I was going to make, you know, this is, I mean, you're seeing inside my head now. Yeah, some of these I never finished decorating it. I think I just, you know, I lost interest or whatever. Probably got busy doing something else. Probably was teaching a class or I don't know, something. Something pulled me away from it. I know I was dating somebody at the time, maybe. That was it. I don't know. I was making it and then it was... I worked hard on it for a couple days though. It was like all I did for like 2 entire days. I didn't have my kids and I was just like, oh, I love that. The light. Love her. This is from when me and my kids went to the Andy Warhol exhibit. Old library card. I meant to alter it probably and didn't. And it did put a vintage button here, and I did have one here, and this was around it, but it, actually this wasn't. This was just a trail. I think there was something else there that held it all together. Whatever. Okay, other glue book. This is one I started and I kind of just like ignored. This is just taking a book, tearing out some pages, and then gluing. And this is still in progress. I've hardly worked in it. I hardly do work in it. There's something about it I don't like. I don't know what. I'll probably end up finishing it at some point. I'll take a day and I'll just do it. Or I won't. Who knows? I never knew. I do remember in the early days I had fun making it. And there's some pages I really like. There's just some I really don't. Like, I actually really like this. And I do like that. This I don't. There's a lot of pages I don't like, which is probably why I kind of abandoned it. This is me feeling about the fire. I remember going to the front door and being afraid to go inside and seeing the mess of it and the green couch in the basement. I don't know, but then it's like a baptism, right? Starting over, healing more. Ugh. I love this. These are separate images. She's separate from these two, but how often do you see two women together and tangled? But it's a British magazine, and they're a little bit more open than we are. So this was like a collaged page. I thought that was kind of cool how it turned out. I was talking to somebody who had lived in Prague, and I think that's probably, I remember seeing this clock, and we were talking about it, and then there it was. This video is probably really excessively long. I love him. So maybe I'll get back to it. Who knows? All right, we're almost done. This is the altered book. This is more like an altered book. It has a Frida Kahlo theme, which I haven't decorated at all, but I want to because her journey to art and mine are something that I kind of really identify with. I'll talk about it later when I actually do it. But this is actually for myself. I wanted it messy. I wanted it grungy. Kind of like her, a little broken. Broken but beautiful, right? Messy, messy, messy. Just things that reminded me of her, textures and colors that, you know. Sorry, I'm going so fast, but this video's got to be so long. That's wallpaper, paint and ink, napkin. Anyway, so this is something that I will work on this actually. I'm going to leave it out to work on too. See, this is good. Bringing up this old stuff. And this one's a weird one. This one I just during coronavirus. I just took a book and it was like April plus May plus June. And then I stopped because I was like, enough. Like, who thought this would still be going on? Census Bureau. I finally filled it out after years of not. This is really, I didn't do much in here. It got a little overwhelming. Everything is canceled. Earth is hurting. First time doing takeout. Getting picked up. Yeah, I got tired of cooking and finally started ordering takeout. It took me a long time. And this was my first time eating out. When was it? I was going to the studio and I stopped and I got coffee and a sandwich and I was like, do I want to eat this like from these people? Yeah, I lived. It's really not good stuff. This is just kind of, you know, memory of the time. This is when I made masks. This is somebody had left an envelope with money. Everything's virtual now. Mask money. This is just, it's kind of like, I don't know what I was doing with this. I just was kind of having fun. Oh, this is my test results. Negative. Pretty sure I had it, but they said it was negative, so okay. This is how I feel. Your favorite room of the house is no longer in the house. I really probably should fill this up. Oh, I was so sad that the Basquiat exhibition, I had signed up for the classes to learn graffiti from Lady Pink, who's like this major graffiti artist of the 80s. And I was so excited and everything was canceled. And I'm like, ugh. Anyway, I ended up going, but the classes never happened. President Trump's coronavirus guidelines for America. That has to go next. I want my kids to like, this is probably something I'll give my kids at some point. You know, lest they forget. How could they forget? Machine learning. I do have some other projects with some Black Lives Matter stuff. And these are some things I was going to put in. I never did. Just stuff. These were some statistics. I got really tired of doing it. So anyway, so that's some of my journals, and I will share more at another time. Yay!